tonight.
I'm going to make this country great again. I'm going to make this country greater than it has ever been before.
Donald Trump and Dr. Benjamin Carson surge in new polls while Hillary Clinton plummets. Ainsley Earhardt is here with the latest numbers. Then the tech company that managed Hillary Clinton's private server reportedly says it may not have been wiped clean.
Like with a cloth or something?
Rudy Giuliani is here tonight to react.
I'm suspending my campaign for the presidency of the United States.
And former Texas Governor Rick Perry becomes the first Republican candidate to drop out of the 2016 race. He is here tonight to explain his decision. Hannity starts right here, right now.
Welcome to Hannity tonight. Donald Trump draws a massive crowd at a campaign event in Dallas, Texas. We're going to have highlights in just a minute. But first, in the 2016 race for the White House, outsider candidates continue to surge in the polls. And standing by tonight at the Hannity Big Board is Fox and Friends first co-host Ainsley Earhardt. It's amazing.
It's getting very interesting now, Sean. Donald Trump and Dr. Ben Carson are really starting to pull away from the rest of the Republican presidential field. A new ABC News Washington Post national poll has Trump leading the way with 33%. Dr. Carson comes in second with 20%. That is a sizable lead over Jeb Bush, Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, and Rand Paul, who all registered in the single digits. Now, Sean, the same poll brings more good news for Donald Trump. The Republican frontrunner is closing in on Hillary Clinton now. In a head-to-head matchup, Clinton has just a 3-point advantage over Donald Trump among registered voters. The result, 46 to 43%, as you can see. Also tonight, Sean, we have new numbers out of New Hampshire showing voters are continuing to lean toward the outsider candidates. A new Monmouth University poll shows Donald Trump leading the way in the Granite State with 28%. Dr. Ben Carson is in second place with 17%. Ohio Governor John Kasich comes in third and is followed by two other outsider candidates, Senator Ted Cruz, who's known for taking on his own party, and then former Hewlett-Packard CEO Carly Fiorina. So, Sean, for now, it seems that voters, they really want a candidate who doesn't have close ties to the Washington establishment. So we're going to see if this trend continues. I'll keep you posted.
Two outsiders with over 50% of Republican support at this stage. Pretty amazing. All right. Thank you, Ainsley. Sure. Appreciate it. And earlier tonight, Donald Trump had a huge rally in Dallas. Here's some of the highlights.
Do you notice what's missing tonight? Teleprompters. No teleprompters. The polls come out, and we're really killing it. We are killing it. But we're going to have so many victories, and they're going to be great victories. And we're going to have them all the time, because we have an amazing country. We have a country that is dying. They just want to have victory. We don't have wins anymore. We don't have it. Remember, do you want a rock star? Do you want a... I said, he's not a rock star. We have an incompetent president. This is not a rock star. We have a president that doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
Now, also, Donald Trump's rivals continue to go after him. Now, last week, the Republican frontrunner made headlines for a comment that he made about Carly Fiorina and her appearance, saying that the former Hewlett-Packard CEO doesn't look presidential. Now, Trump did clarify his comments, saying that he was talking about her persona, not her looks. At first, Fiorina just brushed off the comments, but a super PAC supporting her candidacy has put out this ad. Take a look.
Look at this face. And look at all of your faces. The face of leadership. Ladies, note to Democrat Party. We are not a special interest group. We are the majority of the nation. This is the face of a 61-year-old woman. I am proud of every year and every wrinkle.
Here with reaction, senior editor at nationalreview.com, Jonah Goldberg, and from the Washington Times, Charles Hurt. Guys, good to see you. All right, I'm making a prediction. I think it's pretty simple. I think you're going to see almost every candidate, because of these surging numbers that are sustained, Jonah. It looks like we've got a lot of battles lining up here. Rand Paul, Carly Fiorina, Bobby Jindal, Ben Carson. What do you think? Is that a preview of coming attractions for Wednesday?
Oh, look, I think a lot of these guys and gal understand that it's coming up on crunch time to get attention. You know, Donald Trump has sucked out a lot of oxygen, a lot of media time from the rest of them, and they want to get on the board. They want to get noticed. You saw Bobby Jindal with his Hail Mary pass criticizing Donald Trump, and I think we're going to see more of it.
Yeah. Well, let me play the back and forth between Ben Carson and Donald Trump from earlier this weekend. Charles, take a look at this.
I don't think Ben has the energy. Ben is a nice man, but when you're negotiating against China and you're negotiating against these Japanese guys that are going to come at you in waves, and they think we're all a bunch of jerks because our leaders are so stupid and so incompetent and so inept, we need people that are really smart, that have tremendous deal-making skills, and that have great, great energy.
No, it doesn't bother me because I recognize that I have plenty of energy. You know, operating on people for 10, 12, sometimes greater than 20 hours at a time, making critical decisions after many hours of intense work.
But Dr. Carson,
having unexpected situations come up.
You actually
You don't have to be loud to be energetic.
All right, Charles, let's assume that Carson and Fiorina and Jindal won't be in the main debate, but Jeb and Rand, all these guys decide it's time to go after Trump night. How does he respond most effectively, and are they running a risk by taking him on?
Oh, I think they absolutely run a risk by taking him on.
But do they really? They're all in single digits. Why are they running a risk?
Well, exactly. They have very little, very few chips to put on the table. But, I mean, ask Rick Perry whether taking on Donald Trump is a good idea. Quite frankly, I've sort of admired all along, been impressed by Donald Trump's sort of strategery thinking throughout all of this entire process. He's been very wily about who to go after and how to go after people. And I actually think that this business of going after Carly Fiorina and going after Ben Carson, I think that's the first major mistake that he has made. I don't think that, and maybe it obviously it doesn't reflect right now in the polls, but in long term, I think it's very unwise for him to go after this too.
And actually, Newt Gingrich had a similar bit of advice for him to stay focused on the issues. Jonah, there's two ways I think he could go. If he hits the cadence and the tone and is measured as he was against Jorge Ramos, I think he wins. If he gets angry and lashes out and it gets personal, I'm not sure it works in his favor this time.
You know, look, I think that's right. I mean, I'm the first to concede, you know, I'm not a big fan of Donald Trump, but he's defied the law, as it's the cliche now to say that he's defying the laws of political gravity. Well, there are other laws of gravity at work, entertainment gravity. It is entirely possible that if all he does is lash out and throw insults and sort of fakes his way through Bible verse questions and all the rest, that some people are going to say, well, I've seen this show before, it's getting old. His best bet, if he can do it, and I'm very skeptical, if he can move to the substance and come in and show that he's done his homework, I think it would help him a lot. But that has not been his strategy so far. It's been the Donald Trump show so far.
You know, I got to disagree a little bit, though, Jonah, because I've interviewed him a number of times. I asked him specifics. He gave, you know, his support for health care savings accounts with a lot of specificity. Also on the economy, some questions I would ask him and dig down deep into some things. I think he's been more specific than people have given him credit for. But, yeah, does he know everything about ISIS and ISIL and Sunni and Shia that everybody else that has been around politics for all these years knows? Probably not.
Yeah, no, I would also argue that,
and I would also argue that the first big thing that he went after, which was the toughest problem Washington faces, which is immigration, it's a very, very thorny issue, that his plan for dealing with immigration was a very, very smart, sophisticated plan. Obviously, people concentrate on building the wall, and they make fun of that and whatever. But everything else in terms of internal enforcement and the touchback provisions, all of this stuff that the media has ridiculed him about, they're wrong. It's actually a pretty smart plan.
I agree with you entirely. It is a serious plan. People can have disagreements about all the rest. It is a serious plan. National Review said so. Lots of Mark Krikorian, lots of serious people have said so. He does not talk about it with nearly the level of seriousness that is on the page. You know, he talks about how we'll just let back the terrific ones in and all that kind of stuff. He talks a much better, he writes a better game than he talks when it comes to serious public policy.
Right. We're going to let it go. A lot coming up. Guys, thank you. Coming up. disastrous. I mean, horrific. Scary poll numbers if you're a Clinton supporter. Bernie Sanders is now crushing her by double digits in both Iowa, get this, and he's up 22 points in New Hampshire. Ainsley Earhardt has all the details. She's back with a full report. Plus, former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani is here to weigh in on the Clinton email scandal. As a new report reveals, her server might not have been wiped clean. And then late last week, former Texas Governor Rick Perry announced he was dropping out of the 2016 race. Why did he do it? And who might he be supporting? We'll ask him those questions as he joins us tonight in an exclusive interview here on Hannity.